Stress and burnout is evident throughout the work and education of an accountant and should be addressed as it can negatively affect the life of an accountant. Focusing on the issue, two sides are working to ensure that stress and burnout will not affect an accountant's life negatively. The California Society of CPAs Future Issue Committee believes that stress should be focused on since it can create a harsh impact for accountants, whereas educational organizations such as San Jose State University and the California Board of Accountancy believes that there are bigger things to worry about and are working to ensure that students manage work through the stress as it is a part of an accountant's job. It is the responsibilities for these accountants to perform their tasks which can create a lot of stress in performing their responsibilities, so they are known for dealing with stress in their job. Accountants are constantly dealing with a bunch of responsibilities such as keeping records and recording other financial assets. It is normal to see a bunch of papers and stack of folders in accountant's desk work area. Constantly working on different responsibilities piles up on the plate of an accountant, and work is always keeping them busy to the core. Some accountants are known to specialize in a specific position such as an auditor. An accountant can be constantly having multiple tasks to finish and always dealing with numbers in order to calculate a company's assets. Due to the amount of workload that an accountant endures, it is easy to develop stress and other negative effects. The result from the stress will cause burnout and affect the health and work of an accountant by decreasing the amount of the profession and more. Stress workers can demonstrate the results of facing stress and possible burnouts. Headaches and fatigue is found as one of the top symptoms of a stress-related factor and can affect the health of a person. Accountants are constantly at their desks working on different tasks and can easily experience these symptoms during or after their shift or even through the journey of their job. While many accountants face stress, there are different ways these workers can deal with that stress, as the obvious ways would be adaptation, giving up, or finding another route. Most accountants face so much stress that it leads to burnout and they want to quit and give up. Some accountants decide to work on what's best for themselves and focus on how to work around the stress and negative effects that they are experiencing. Stress is an easy factor of having workers quit, which is important because it relates to the decline in the numbers of workers in each profession, in this case, the accounting profession. Stress and burnout is found frequently due to the expectations of clients as a role of new technology is involved. As technology is changing every day, new resources are being brought out. This allows accountants to have more resources they can use in order to maintain a faster pace in working with easy and efficient application programs. Features are designed to make the accounting job easier to perform multiple tasks at once within a short amount of time, such as a program that automatically creates spreadsheets in order to record financial data and assets. Due to the use of technology, customers are being more high demanding for better and faster results. Many customers believe that these new technology innovations will create programs that automatically perform the tasks of an accountant, therefore they will have more expectations. However, at the end of the day, it is still an accountant who is taking care of recording the information and being able to use these resources, as they are the ones who type in all the information, which is an important step in the working procedure. An accountant's schedule is so busy they may fail to have a successful personal life outside of their work job. Constantly working in the office with a bunch of tasks to complete will tire out an accountant. A typical day at work of an accountant depends on the position and work pace of the worker. However, most of them end up working overtime and even bring the work home. Financial transactions throughout a company is happening every day, and it is important for the accountants to make a note of any changes. A setting of an accountant working overtime is important because it demonstrates the busy life an accountant has. With so much responsibilities and tasks on their plate, accountants can find themselves working so much they end up not having their time or energy to a social life. Having a social life is important because it creates balance between the work life and the personal life. Both lives are required to maintain a successful and healthy lifestyle. Having so much stress from work can negatively affect an accountant's personal life and cause them to feel such negative emotions and symptoms. The mindsets of an accountant and the mindsets of others who look into accounting are completely different. One of the main reasons why being an accountant is related to working a job full of stress is the historical aspect of the accounting profession. The foundation and historical aspect of an accountant's job affects the life of an accountant because it is viewed as a tough job, which creates a lot of pressure. This job has always been known with stereotypes as one of the high elite jobs that deal with a lot of responsibilities and can be stressful to manage. The historical foundation of the profession causes it to bring a title of a job with a huge load of work and stress. The standards in the accounting profession and even in any profession is what makes the ideology in each drive. The standards of what an accountant has to experience and accomplish can reflect on the actual work they are required to do and how stressful the job may be. This affects the different aspects of the profession that leads to completing tasks that results to stress and burnout. The membership and hierarchy views create each accountant to have different roles and statuses, causing the feeling of stress and not having the same rights. In the business profession, there are different positions that branch down to different focuses for each accounting profession. The higher the position, the more power that the worker will have. Each job and position in life are based on different positions, which leads to different memberships and the view of the world on a hierarchy-based level. The different positions in the business industry demonstrates the different roles, powers, resources, and even amount of pay a person can receive. While there are many benefits in each role, those who are at a lower position may feel like they are not good enough to be at a higher position, and those who are at a higher position may feel the stress to constantly work hard to maintain their status. The membership and hierarchy aspect of accounting profession is important because they are also creating a different view throughout the profession and can lead to negative effects such as stress or feeling not good enough. New technology and frequent law regulations make an accountant's job easier but also creates more pressure and stress. Technology helps an accountant's job by making their task easier to perform. However, it can create more pressure and stress, such as the feeling of needing to work fast and more efficient, since the technology helps speed up the process of recording assets. While technology may once be a privilege, it is constantly evolving and can bring good as well as bad effects to the table. Law regulations are coming out more than once every year and may take a negative yet stressful toll on future accountants. The accountants that work for companies and firms are in charge to perform their tasks while keeping up with any new law regulations. This is important because the constant laws changing allows the accountants to feel stressed when keeping up with so many changes while performing so many tasks. Accountants are required to learn how to work with stress rather than tackling ways to prevent it. As the accountant profession is known for crunching numbers and dealing with a bunch of stress, accountants are trained to complete vigorous courses that allows them to practice the material they will need. They are going through courses that will help them balance stress between the work life throughout their journey. This is important because it shows that there is a missing target towards eliminating the stress factor rather than working with stress. Elaborating more, accountants are trained to learn ways to complete their tasks with the skills they have developed. If they face a struggle, they will have to find their own way to work with it or even around it. However, these accountants are not told to figure out ways to eliminate stress, but rather to lessen it. This will create burnout because the stress will pile up and keep on returning just to negatively affect the worker. Schools are preparing students to use different resources needed in order to be prepared as a future accountant. Schools are using programs that will allow the students to connect through the vast use of technology. Being introduced with these resources will allow them to practice the different inventions and learn how to apply it to the principle of business. This is important because it allows them to connect and spark creativity as they are already taking the first needed step that will benefit them in the future jobs. Other resources are provided to promote the students' skills that they will need through the education, work, and even personal life journey. Some skills that are practiced will be beneficial for them, such as the use of adaptation and time management skills, which are important skills to have in the future. They will also learn how to develop and strengthen these skills that promote the use of practice and creativity. School and educational organizations are helping students find a way in tackling different aspects in the business industry as well as the technology industry to work effectively, but it does not tackle the stress they can develop over time. This school and educational organization is named San Jose State University, and it is a local university for students who live in the Silicon Valley Bay Area. It is a school filled with diversity with students with different ethnicities and races. It has a business program where students can pursue their dreams by taking classes needed for a business major. At San Jose State University, the business program includes the Lucas College and Graduate School of Business. They are known to help ensure the requirements for business students to accomplish. They have different class programs that will help students work with the different aspects of the business industry to prepare them for the future. They promote a lot of counseling and prepare their students. Many courses are available for business students to take at San Jose State University. Some courses that can be offered specifically for the issue of working with stress would be a business elective class called Managing My Life. It focuses on the overall mental health of a business student and explains how personal development is important. Schools such as San Jose State University are making this stress management business elective a required course for the obtainment of a business student's 4-year graduation certificate. Others might say that stress is part of an accountant's job because they are trained vigorously to handle each situation and perform many tasks as a responsibility, which is why they end up getting a high position at the job industry's hierarchy and receive a paid salary. However, it is important to figure out the different components that make up these factors, since stress is not something that a person should go through just to manage it, but in other ways should learn how to tackle it and work away from it. As it can be seen, burnout can be seen as a possible topic in the accounting industry. The issue committee stresses that burnout is something that can seriously affect the work and life of a person with any job. The focus on an accounting profession is ideally tough because it is a high-demand job and it deals with a lot of change and adaptation. Stress is constantly surfacing throughout the task and performances of an accountant, and if it is not handled correctly, the accountant will witness burnout and create a negative attitude. This can lead to decisions such as the decision to quit a job and take a negative toll in the worker's health and lifestyle. While companies and such organizations are stressing over the idea of burnout throughout the accounting profession, educational organizations believe that it is more important to help the students learn how to overcome these obstacles rather than to make full awareness of it. The California Board of Accountancy views the issue as something to be incorporated and addressed into the accountant's education rather than addressed in a conversational topic. The historic and ethnographic aspect is important because it helps the reader realize the background of this issue and what both sides have to offer within their goals and beliefs. Even though stress is naturally known to be a part of this work field, which is why the job can be vigorous but comes with a high paid salary, it is important to realize that accountants are human as well. No matter how much technology improves, customers are constantly demanding for more efficient, fast-paced results. Accountants still have to manage their jobs by working with the new law changes and technology to the best of their abilities. Facing these obstacles, educational organizations continue to prepare students to work hard and tackle these hardships no matter what. Both sides are working to enforce the lifestyle and work of an accountant.